Hey budgeties, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new, my name's Mo, I'm 28, working on my financial freedom journey. And if you're returning, hey friend. So, this is a video I really don't usually do these days, but back in the day, okay, when she was starting off, she was out here. So, this video is gonna be, can we live off of one check? And you're probably like, girl, why? Oh my God, did you lose a job? First of all, let's knock on some wood, because no. But second, I feel like I've gotten very comfortable. I'm now married. I have an income. My husband has an income. And I don't know, I'm just a little comfortable. And I just want to see, I want to make sure we're living a life that if God forbid, if somebody lost their job, we could live off of one check. Is that dramatic? Maybe, I don't know. But more of the story is I want to keep our expenses low. And I bring this up because a couple of things have happened. Our money or our bills and expenses have been increasing. Maybe some by choice, bad decisions, possibly. And maybe some by, I don't know, inflation. So our phone bill has gone up. That's kind of by choice, kind of not. One, my husband needed to be on the phone bill. Two, we did get new phones, so by choice. Our car insurance has gone up. Definitely not by choice. What else has gone up? Food expenses has been a thing, but we're working on it. So it all just made me sit and wonder, wow, can we live off of one income if needed? So that's what we're gonna do. We're going to go through the numbers. We're gonna go through our incomes first. My husband's income, my income. And then from there, we're going to go through the numbers and expenses and see what we have as extra, AKA the other person's check, okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's literally me just jotting down numbers. Again, if you're here and you've been here for a while, when I first started YouTube, this is something I used to do, just calculate how much could I save if I did X, Y, and Z, can I do A, B, and C? So that's kind of what we're doing. Okay, now that we got that situated, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to this YouTube channel so she can give you more stuff. Okay, but first things up, we're gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it based off of monthly, okay? I hope that makes sense. It's kind of harder just to go by paycheck to paycheck, so we're gonna do monthly. So first off, we're gonna write monthly income. Can y'all see that? I hope so. So there's two people. Again, there's me, Mo, and my husband. Oh, I don't know why I wrote that O so tiny. So let's just start thinking about what the checks usually look like. So we usually get paid bi-weekly. I usually get $2,200, probably a little bit more. But for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna say 2,200, 2,200, okay? So that, again, I get paid twice because it's bi-weekly. I'm gonna go ahead and say times 2, so that should be 4,400. But for the sake of making sure the math is mathing. Okay, so we have 4,400. And if you don't know, you're probably like, okay, girl, we've seen your budgeting video. You make a little bit more than 2,200. So the thing is, I do worst case scenario. I'm that girl, okay? Not because we expect the worst, but just in case the worst happens. So I just say 22, round it down. We are rounding it down. And then, so my husband lately, he did get a raise, and last month he was making like 1,700, but we're gonna worst case scenario it. We're gonna 1,500 it because he's not on salary. He is on hourly, okay? So he gets this paycheck twice. We get paid the same week. That is, again, bi-weekly, okay? So 1,500 times 2 is 3,000. So we're gonna do 1,500 and we're gonna times it by 2, 3,000. Now, my husband also gets a commission check, okay? So worst case scenario, it's been about 700. So we're just gonna add that here, and then we're gonna say his is $3,700. Okay, I hope y'all are with me here. So my monthly income is about 4,400. Worst case, his monthly income, worst case, is about 3,700. Again, we're worst casing it. I am on salary. Mine usually don't change, but I'm just saying we're worst casing it. So when I first start off with this, because I've done it to the side by myself, I know how I get down. I want to think, when I think about stability, when I think about can we live off of one person's income, I'm going to go based off of, can we live off the lowest income? So just because we worst case scenario it, we're gonna say that that's O's. And I feel bad saying that because that sounds bad, but I'm just trying to worst case and scenario it, okay? So we're gonna say bills and expenses. So when I say this, I'm basically saying we need to have all our bills paid for, all of our expenses. So I'm saying like food, gas, I'll even go as far as to say our fun money, because these are like, can we live off of this one check and survive, I guess? So let's get into it. So currently our rent is $16.08. All right, so hard, everything's shaking. Okay, and then our internet, it went up a couple of cents. I know that sounds crazy. So instead of $51.30 something, it's $51.50. And then electricity. So usually I can't figure out electricity, but they have this plan where like you can, is it mobilize it? But basically they do an average of all your months and then you pay that every month, whether you're over or under. So our average was $130. So that's what we should be paying moving forward. This month for the phone bill, it was actually quite higher, but because it was like our first time paying with the new phones and everything, but it should be about 180, and fingers crossed I'm right on that. Let's hope. So then we have mini subscriptions. People ask, what is it? I say it's $22 because it's like Apple Music for him and for me, Apple Storage for him and for me, and then 99 cents for Hulu. So that's also billed. That's how we get to $22. Okay, so another thing going up, my husband's student loan, this is his basic payment, right? This is what he has to owe every month. So that's $300 for him. And then for me, mine, even though I owe more, mine is $197. How do they decide? I don't know. And we do spend a lot of money for a gym membership. We pay $71.10. People are like, oh, you can get a gym membership for $10. We did. We had one, and we like this gym better. I'm not gonna lie though, we don't sign a contract. So if one day we decide, listen, this is too much, we can't afford it, what we'll do is just get rid of it. Very much so simple. Especially if after these numbers, I don't like them. I don't know. I do take drastic measures like that. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it's what I do. Okay. And then next up, we have car insurance, which just went up to $210. And this is for both of our cars, his and mine. Mind you, they're both paid off. And they're old. Like, why are we going up? And I don't know, whatever, because I will complain. I will complain. So again, remember I told you guys that we are trying to do bills and expenses. So these are our bills. So try to get into the expenses. We're gonna say food. We just chomp that up to $400 a month. That's $200 every time we get paid. Okay. So fingers crossed that'll do us good. But we don't know. So that's food. Now this is gas for our cars. We kind of been over a little bit on this, so I want to give it a lenient number, and you're probably like, what are you thinking? So what I'm thinking is $30 a paycheck per person, okay? Because it takes $30 for both of us to fill up our cars, and if I think per paycheck, that's every 2 weeks, so that's $60 a paycheck, so that'd be $120. So that's what I'm just gonna guesstimate here and give it $120, okay? Okay, now I also want to go ahead and do the fun money. And I know you're probably thinking like, this could be bare bones. I'm not gonna lie, it definitely could be bare bones. But I kind of just want to see if we could, we do want to like eat or enjoy our life together, which I'm not saying that you can't have fun for free, because you can go to a library free. There are some museums you can go to free. You can go to the park for free. However, let's just be real here. There's other things that we want to do. So we give each other $100 a month for fun money, $50 a paycheck. So let's see what we're working with. Mind you, remember we're starting off with $3,700. This is our, can we live off of one check? And that's the check. We want to go with the least amount, the smallest number. So let's start this off. Can you guys see this? You can. Okay. So we have 3,700. We're gonna minus 1608. Okay, minus 51.50. And then we're gonna minus $130 for electricity minus $180 for the phone, $22, $300 for my husband's student loans, $197 for my student loans minus $71.10 for the YMCA minus $210. That's our car insurance. So now we have $930 left over. So now we're gonna take away $400 for the food, okay, and then minus $120 for gas. Ooh, we're getting close here. And then $200 for fun. So we actually have $210.40 left over after we do fun, which is not bad because I know, to me that means, well, first of all, we can live off of one check, but that means there's other things that could go to that. So for me, I'm gonna say, for me and him, I'm gonna go ahead and say our sinking funds. And so for us, when I say sinking funds, I'm gonna encompass like our car maintenance. I also have an Amazon membership, but we pay it yearly, so that we need to go for that. Home expenses, right? Paper towels, tissue, toothpaste, hair stuff like that. So we're gonna encompass this and that as well, sinking fund, okay? And we're gonna just say $210. This is gonna equal our one paycheck. I'm actually not mad at this number. Okay, so like the Red Sea, okay? We're just gonna divide it up, and now we're gonna get into, do I wanna use a different color? I will, let's do a blue. We're gonna get into the extra income, and I'm air quote when I say extra, but basically my check. Okay, so that's gonna be $4,400. Now, cause now it also makes me think, well, where does our money go? So might as well just write it on out. So are we gonna put extra? I don't know, I feel bad putting extra. Outside of bills and expenses, I don't know. Okay, so first things first, and the first thing I think of is our IRAs. So we have his IRA, we have my IRA, okay? O's and Mo's. So we're doing $291 a check. 291 times 2, that gives us $582, okay? So we're doing $582 a month for him, and then we're doing $582 for me, okay? Now we got to get into the student loans, because most of the other income goes towards debt because of the student loans. We still owe 6 figures between us two combined, and me being the highest of owing it all. So let's see, student loans. Now, in the first quarter of the year, I don't know if you guys knew this, we said we were just going to do $2,500 a month towards student loans. However, previously and after the first quarter, we're saying $3,000 a month for student loans so we can get it paid the freak off. Okay, so let's see the numbers we have here. We have $300 from my husband's student loan payment plus $197. Again, these are the bills that we have to pay for. So what I'm doing here is just extra. So we're gonna take this, we're gonna minus $2,500, and we get $2,003. Okay, so that's what we're gonna put here, $2,003. That's a big payment. And it's what, 2024? If we do the $3,000 a month or whatever, we should at least be done by 2027. I know it's 3 years, that feels like forever, because it does, but time goes by. I can't snap with my left hand. Time goes by fast. So I'm hoping that we can get that done with. So there's that. Then the next thing we want to do is my husband, he has an emergency fund. Okay, and then I have an emergency fund. However, I always say like, oh, I'm kind of at 10,000 was my goal for my emergency fund, and I'm at 12,000. However, once we moved in together and our expenses rose and things like that, this is more than $1,500 a month, okay? Hell, our rent is $1,600. I say that to say I think it's about 27, 28 just for bills. And if with $10,000, we're only gonna do what, about 3 months? That's gonna be a 3-month emergency fund per person. So we started off with $10,000 a month. Now we're like, we need to do more than that. So we're just trying to get my husband to meet us at the 10,000, and then we'll readjust these numbers, these other numbers, after he gets to his. Just like the student loans, after we get that paid off, we'll readjust. Okay, so my husband's emergency fund, for me, and then there's a couple other things I want to also put in here. Well, maybe just one. So his and hers, The reason why we also said that we are going to only give $2,500 a month to our student loans is because we are planning our wedding. Yes, we're married, but we didn't have a wedding. And we're paying for everything out of pocket between my husband and I, my mom and my dad. So we'll give that extra $500 straight to his and hers just to make sure like the money is going where it's supposed to go. So $4,400, we're gonna take away $582. We're gonna minus $582. So now we're at $3,236. Now we're gonna subtract $2,003. Boom, that's $1,233. Then we're gonna subtract $500. Okay, so now we have $733. Ideally, now this is ideally, y'all. I'm just trying to be ideal out here. $600 for my husband, and then I don't know, like $133 for me, I guess. So this would be where the other, should I say extra? I don't know. Post paying, you know, like that post living off of one check. So this probably, you know, us saving and investing. And even if it's not our IRA, it would just be our regular brokerages accounts. But our saving and investings, that would never change, right? We want to keep that and meet that yearly. That $7,000, and next year is probably gonna be higher, and then next year even higher, you know, life. So there's that. The student loans definitely would change. The his and hers is solely right now for the wedding. Okay, so that definitely would change. We do want to own a home, so we have post-wedding, post-first quarter of the year, post what else do we want to call it? Post-student loan plans. So that's what I'm gonna write now. So the question was asked, can we live off of one check? And yes, we can. We can live off of one check, and we can still have fun money left over. We're not saving off of one check. We would be saving off of the second check or the extra, but we can pay all of our bills and our expenses with food, gas, fun, sinking funds, all the things. Okay. So then the question is like, I want to call it like post goals, maybe. Post goals. Okay. Can y'all see that? Okay. I keep pushing the. Okay, so first thing I want to do is once we're done with the student loans and once we're done with the wedding, something we want to save for is a home, and we want to open up a high yield savings account. Another thing we want to do is possibly get back to the $3,000 to our debt, and I'm gonna put a question mark because I will say maybe we do, maybe we don't, I don't know, because that $500 probably want to go towards a home fund. So if we get back, or when we get back to our $3,000 for student loans, this is going to go up $500. So that $500 will be null and void. And then what? Okay, and I know my husband's probably going to be reaching his $10,000 soon. So we'll start to split that number a bit more because we're just trying to get him to his $10,000 goal. And then I'm gonna say no his and hers. No his and hers. It might not be his and hers account anymore. It might solely just be like travel, but it won't be as much. And again, this is monthly and this is based off the money we currently make. So I think this answers the question. I don't want to say I'm a Debbie Downer or I think negatively. I just want to say that life happens. Unfortunately, it's a lot of like unemployment going on, people losing their jobs. The economy is a little shaky. They swear it is just a great economy. And all I'm saying is, it's just so much we don't know. So I always just want to see, can we live off of one person's income? God forbid someone else lost the other job. I recommend you guys do it. Don't scare yourself into a frenzy, because at first when I was doing the numbers off screen, it did worry me. I was like, oh my goodness. Are we even gonna, because the numbers right here were just getting higher and higher. And I feel like at one point we were lower. Our car insurance was lower than that. Our phone bill was lower. But actually it wasn't, because we were splitting. Like I had a phone bill, but my husband was like, giving his dad every now and then money, $200-$300 for a phone bill. That's a lot. So I was like, let's just put it together. Car insurance, we were paying for car insurance separately. I think each like $180, $190. And then when we brought it together, this is what we're paying. So it's actually not as bad as I thought. Now food, yeah, we're working on I feel like we are spending more money on gas. The other thing is, it's not always lowering our expenses. It's also making our income higher. A couple of things that would include into this with the income is, one, YouTube. When I, fingers crossed, when I reach $100 on YouTube, they pay you out. So my goal is every month to at least reach just $100. So that will go towards the student loan debt. So that would reduce maybe the extra student loan payment. That's one thing. Second thing is, we do have a vending machine, but we have not, like, we're not at the space now where we're just pocketing money, okay? We're still trying to pay ourselves back for the actual vending machine, the initial cost, as well as some of the, like, chicks and king. So I say that to say that there are quite a few things that we can consider when thinking about increasing our income. And that's something that we're often trying to do, is increase our income as well as trying to lower our expenses. But it seems like it's just hard these days to lower our expenses. And with YouTube, with vending machine, it's just uncertain, right? So I just try to put the certain numbers in and go based off of that. But again, these are bills and expenses. This right here equals out to $3,700 a month with all of our bills and our necessary expenses. Again, sinking fund, people might think it's not necessary, but this is like our home. This is our toothpaste of stuff, toothbrush, hair stuff, maybe underwear. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of necessary. And then this would be the extra check. This is all the extra money that I say extra, but outside of that, one check. Can we live off of one check? What it's going towards our IRA, our emergency funds, student loans, and another savings account for our wedding. So it's possible. I would like the numbers to be a little bit better, but that's why I'm on this journey, because I'm working towards it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys also see if you can live, if you are a 2-income household, even if you just have one income, like God forbid you lose your job, can you live off of your emergency fund? That could be a question. Can you live off your savings account? I mean, I don't know. I always just sit down just to calculate and check out the numbers and see what I can do. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in another video. Bye.